মাইক মিউট করে সবাই, যার শব্দ শুনবো রিমুভ করে দিব, কিন্তু মাইক এখনো মিউট হয় নাই সবার। মাইক মিউট করো। হায়াব, হায়াব মাইক মিউট করো। ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ। আবার কার মাইক অন মাইক? Okay, dear student of class 7, I would like to discuss about photosynthesis, water cycle and carbon cycle. Now we start our lesson. Please. Therefore, after studying this lesson, we will be able to explain the process of photosynthesis, to explain the water cycle, to explain the carbon cycle, and to explain the oxygen cycle. Now, first, we have to know what is photosynthesis. You know, in class 6 or class 6 or class 5, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a biological process. Plants make a food, okay, with the help of sunlight and leaves of plants which contain chlorophyll and carbon dioxide and water. Okay, this is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a biological process utilized by all green plants to synthesize their own nutrient or own foods. The process photosynthesis requires solar energy, water, carbon dioxide, and the byproduct of this process is oxygen. And short, carbon dioxide and water react with other, then produced glucose and oxygen. Okay, in this process, light energy converted to chemical energy. Okay, so photosynthesis is a process. Green plants make their own food using sunlight and chlorophyll of plants and carbon dioxide and water. Okay, this is the equation. Carbon dioxide and water react each other, then produce glucose and byproduct oxygen. Therefore, thus it has been observed. Carmicon hoche. Thus, it has been observed that the produced substance is photosynthesis, glucose and oxygen. You know, the main food of plants is glucose, but oxygen is produced by byproduct, are completely different than reactant carbon dioxide and water. That is why the photosynthesis process is a chemical sense. Okay, because carbon dioxide and water are different from glucose and oxygen. So that is why photosynthesis process is a chemical. মাঝে মাঝে কার মাইক অন হচ্ছে, আমি এখান থেকে কিন্তু রিমুভ করে দেব। We would happen of photosynthesis did not occur. We did not get enough oxygen for our inhalation. So we can say that photosynthesis has a chemical sense that is essential for our survival. That is the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in an environment with the help of photosynthesis process. Okay. Therefore, water cycle. The water cycle. কেউ কিছু বলবা? আব্দুল্লাহ নোমান বলো। আব্দুল্লাহ নোমান। দেখো, water cycle. The water cycle describes how water evaporates from the surface of the earth. You know, water vaporized by the heat of sunlight. The water cycle describes how water evaporates from the surface of earth, rises into the atmosphere, cools and coolness into the rain or snow in cloud and falls again to the surface as a precipitation. The water falling on land collects in the river and lake soil and porous layer of rock, and mass of it follows back into the ocean, where it will once more evaporate. This is the water cycle. Okay. The cycling of water in and out of the atmosphere is a significant aspect of the weather patterns on Earth. The cyclic rotation of water. This is called water cycle. Okay, please look at the picture. The picture shows the water cycle in atmosphere. Okay. First, water evaporates from the ocean, lakes, and streams. Then condensed, then produced. Okay. Cloud. When cloud is heavy, the cloud is falls down as water on the land. Okay. So therefore, what is the process? Okay. Please look at the picture. Khayal koro. Groundwater, surface water, precipitation, transpiration from clouds, condensation, and evaporates from oceans, lakes, and streams. Okay. Then first, water moves from one source to another source in a cyclic way on the earth. You know how it rains. Heat from the sun convert water into the water vapor from the earth's surface. That is pond, canal, river, and seawater is converted to water vapor with the help of sunlight. Water goes up and forms water drop. These water drops are combined together clouds. Okay, দাঁড়াও। যদি কারো মাইক্রোফোন অফ হয় না আমি এক্ষুনি রিমুভ করে দেব গ্রুপ থেকে, সাথে সাথে রিমুভ করে দেব। Water vapor goes up and forms water drop. These water drops are combined together to form clouds that float around. Okay, you know, water drops of the clouds combine with each other to form large drops that come down to the earth's surface as a raindrop. The large drop is heavy. That is why the atmosphere cannot bring the heavy water drop. Okay? Water drops of the cloud combine with each other to form large drops that come down to the earth's surface as raindrop. Water drops of the cloud, when become too cold, it forms ice that come down to the soil as rain. Rainwater flows to the river. From the river, it flows to the sea. In this way, water. Okay, bolo. বলো বলো কে বলবা? From the river it flows to the sea. In this way water moves from the surface of the earth to the cloud as water vapor, and from the cloud to earth's surface as a raindrop. This rain water flows to the river from the where they ultimately reach the sea. The cyclic movement of water is called water cycle. Okay, that means when sunlight with the help of sunlight, the heat from the sun, it is converted to water vapor from lakes pond. Okay, that the water vapor condenses, then forms water drop, and water drop combine together and forms large water drop. And large water drop is very heavy. The atmosphere cannot bear it. That is why the large water drop as a rain falls down on the earth. The cyclic movement of the water is called water cycle. It is to be remembered that a portion of rain water goes down under the soil and makes a reservoir. It's called underground water. We lift this underground water and use it drinking, washing, and irrigation purposes. Therefore, the wind carries some water vapor as cloud and reaches the peak of the mountain. You know that atmosphere contains water vapor every time, as a little amount of water vapor contain atmosphere. Okay. The wind carries some water vapor as cloud and reaches the peak mountains. Clouds cool down there and form snow. You know that atmospheric layer of atmosphere is 5 types. If you want to Earth's surface to goes up, the temperature is gradually decrease. Sometimes the atmosphere, sometimes in any layer of atmosphere, the temperature is -2 to -92. -2 to 92. অর্থাৎ এই যে 5টা অ্যাটমসফিয়ার আছে, এই 5টা যে অ্যাটমসফিয়ারিক লেয়ার আছে, এই লেয়ারের কোন লেয়ারের টেম্পারেচার -2 থেকে -92 ডিগ্রি সেন্টিগ্রেড. That is why water vapor easily cool down and form water. In summer season, the snow melts due to the heat of the sun and come down to the mountain. In this way, small rivers are formed on the slopes of the mountain. Okay. তোমরা জানো যে গ্লোবালাইজেশন গ্লোবালাইজেশন কারণে কিন্তু আস্তে আস্তে কি হচ্ছে, তোমার স্নোগুলো কিন্তু মেল্টেড হয়ে যাচ্ছে এবং তোমার যে সি সারফেস বা রিভার সারফেস গুলো কিন্তু আস্তে আস্তে ওয়াটার দ্বারা কিন্তু বেশি ফিল আপ হয়ে যাচ্ছে. The small hilly rivers with rain water make big rivers when come down to the plain land. This water ultimately falls into the sea, from water to cloud and from cloud to snow on the mountain peaks. That's water cycle. Okay. Again, water, this snow melts, water moves to the river, ultimately to the sea. This is the kind of water cycle. Thus, water moves in a cyclic order. This is called water cycle. Okay. If any question, photosynthesis or water cycle. Boys, if any question from water cycle or photosynthesis. Okay. Anyone? No one. Okay. Some important changes related to the water cycle. দেখো এখানে কি কি ইম্পর্টেন্ট চেঞ্জ গুলো হয় in water cycle. Some important changes like vaporization, condensation and solidification. This process is occur in water cycle. Now we discuss about the vaporization. What is vaporization? In this process, water from pond, river and ocean enter into the atmosphere through transforming into vapor with the heat of sun. Now tell, is vaporization is a physical or chemical sense? It definitely physical sense because the formation of compound remains same, because water vapor contain water, water vapor contain water. Okay, water contain water. That is, if you analyze the water vapor, you will get 2 gram hydrogen react with 16 gram oxygen, then produce 18 gram water. Then you will analyze you will get 2 gram hydrogen and 16 gram oxygen. You will analyze the water, you will get 2 gram hydrogen and 16 gram oxygen in water molecule. So water vapor and ice remain same to same, but the physical formation by characteristics is different from each other. One is solid, another one is liquid and gaseous, but the chemical composition of water remains same. It is definitely physical sense, because here the water only turns into vapor from liquid state and different substance has not been produced. When ice melted and converted to water, or water heated, water converted to water vapor, in the same phases, just like water but different phase, but there is no new substance will be created. No new substance will be created. That is why vaporization is a physical sense. Condensation. The vapor created after vaporization gradually goes up. While the temperature is comparatively low, the water vapor turns into a little drop of water or cloud after condensation. What is condensation? This process, water vapor condensed with low temperature and form water. That is, the vapor created after vaporization gradually goes up where the temperature is comparatively low. For the vapor turns into little drops of the water or clouds after condensation. This process where vapor turns into cloud is called condensation. This is liquid converted to gaseous substance converted to liquid. This is called condensation. And vaporization, liquid substance converted to gaseous. This is vaporization. And gaseous substance converted to liquid. This is condensation. The process where vapor turns into cloud is called condensation. This is a physical sense as well as mainly opposite vaporization. Condensation is the opposite word of vaporization. That is what in vaporization the process is physical sense, because in this process there is no created new compound. So condensation is physical sense. In water cycle, water drop of clouds get freezed and turns into ice. Then ice is stored in mountain peak and comes down on the Earth's hailstone. What type of sense does occur when the water turns into ice? This process is solidification. It is also physical sense, because the chemical composition of ice and water remains same. That is why solidification, condensation and vaporization, all of the processes are physical sense. Now we discuss about carbon cycle. The carbon cycle. What is carbon cycle? The carbon cycle is biochemical cycle by which carbon is exchanged among the biosphere, pedosphere, geosphere and hydrosphere and atmosphere of the earth. Carbon is the main component of biological compound as well as a major component of many minerals such as limestone. Okay, that is, you know that carbon related compound in earth more than 80 lakhs. On the other hand, without carbon related compound is 90,000. Okay, without carbon the compound is 90,000, but with carbon related compound is 80 lakh. That is why maximum compound are created by carbon. So carbon cycle is a biochemical process. Okay, the cyclic rotation of carbon is called carbon cycle. Now we discuss with the figure. Look at the picture. The picture shown carbon cycle. What will be happen? What is carbon cycle? Carbon cycle ta ki hocche je cyclic rotation of carbon. You know that in photosynthesis process green plants make their own food, and the animals, we are totally depends on plants, and we take plants. The carbon enter into our animals body. Okay, when plants and animals dead and decomposed by bacteria, then plants and animals mixed with soil. Okay, this is called create fossil fuel. Okay, when burn fossil fuel like methane, that produce carbon dioxide. Okay, burning of fuel produce carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and the gaseous exchange of plants and animals. Plants take carbon dioxide and animal takes oxygen. When animal takes oxygen and release carbon dioxide, but plants release carbon dioxide, take carbon dioxide but release oxygen. That is exchange of plants. Okay, that produce carbon dioxide. When plants release carbon dioxide mixed with atmosphere. When burning of fuel, carbon dioxide mixed with atmosphere. Okay. In the photosynthesis process, plants make their own food, and animal totally depend on plants. That when animal take food with as a food in plants, then carbon enter into animal body. When animal body or plants dead or decay and mixed with soil, then produce fossil fuel. So this cyclic rotation, plants to animals release carbon dioxide, that mixed up atmosphere. Burning fuel, carbon dioxide mixed with carbon dioxide. Burning fuel to produce carbon dioxide and mixed with atmosphere. So carbon dioxide goes plants to animal body and atmosphere. Another process, animal body and plants body dead and decay mixed with soil, and carbon mixed with soil. Okay, this cyclic rotation. Okay, then atmospheric carbon dioxide take plants to the photosynthesis process. So photosynthesis process, breathing of animals, gas exchange, the burning of fuel, all processes related to carbon dioxide. This cyclic rotation of carbon dioxide is carbon cycle. Do you understand what type of change in carbon cycle? One of the related change is photosynthesis. We have already come to know that this process, plants prepare their own food, by the reaction of carbon dioxide, water with the help of sunlight and produce oxygen for us. So carbon dioxide and water is different from glucose and oxygen. This is why the process is chemical sense. What type of sense? Carbon cycle. Well, what type of sense? Carbon dioxide enter into the plant's body from the atmosphere. Through this process, an important step of carbon cycle is transferred into fossil fuel from the plants. Okay. The body of dead plants break down through bacteria and is stored as fossil fuel in the bowels of earth at a certain stage. আমি তোমাদেরকে already বলেছি natural gas, coal, kerosene or petrol are prepared through this process. But when dead plants break down through the bacteria, a part of it enters into atmosphere by converting directly carbon dioxide. Okay. A part of it enter atmosphere by converting directly into carbon dioxide. We use fossil fuel in various purposes like cooking, car, industry and so on. Fossil fuel enter into atmosphere and transforming into carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide and water through this type of sense. Plants then absorb carbon dioxide and through photosynthesis from atmosphere. Okay. Is any other process where carbon dioxide enter into the atmosphere except combustion? In maximum carbon dioxide mixed with the air by the process of combustion. In rural area, wood is used to cooking, and when burning of wood, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide mixed with atmosphere, and black smoke of vehicle, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Okay. And during the breathing of animals, carbon dioxide release and mixed with atmosphere. Okay. So is there any other process where carbon dioxide enter into the atmosphere except combustion? Yes. Combustion ছাড়া অন্য যে কোনো প্রসেসে carbon dioxide atmosphere mixed up হতে পারে. Yes, other faunas like human being also leave carbon dioxide gas during breathing and that enter into the atmosphere. It is not combustion, but carbon dioxide mixed with air. Is there any other process where carbon dioxide are being absorbed from atmosphere except plants? Yes. Well, do plants only prepare their foods by the absorbing carbon dioxide? Don't they release carbon dioxide? Yes, plants release carbon dioxide through breathing and human other faunas. Okay. So, except combustion, carbon dioxide mixed with air in different purposes. Okay. Now tell what type of sense is it where fossil fuel are product from the bodies of the plants and animals? What type of sense is it where fossil fuels are produced from the bodies of the plants? Because this is different. This is definitely a chemical sense because the produced fossil fuel is completely different from the starch protein. It is starch protein with a definitely different substance. So it is a chemical sense. So carbon cycle, photosynthesis process, all are chemical sense. Because of that process, new substance will be created. That is why photosynthesis, carbon cycle, also chemical synthesis, because new substance will be created by this process. Okay. If any question, anybody else? Hello?
Sir, what is the meaning of starch?
Esters is a polymer. Esters is a polymer. It's a type of chemicals which is formed by the polymerization reaction of glucose. That is, esters is the polymer of glucose. When glucose molecules, innumerable glucose molecule react each other with the presence of high heat and high temperature, that produce esters. Except this esters is produced in our human body as like as protein. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Esters is just chemical, and that protein is also polymer, which is formed by the innumerable amino acid. That is why esters protein are polymer, which is formed by our body, in our body. Our body is regular produced. Okay, are there a question?
Yes, sir.
Bolo. Anybody else? কারো থাকলে বলো। আর 1 মিনিট আছে মাত্র। কারো যদি কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকে এই লেসনে বলো। এটা সিম্পল লেসন, ন্যারেটিভ একটা লেসন। আছে কারোর আছে? আচ্ছা বাচ্চারা, হ্যালো হ্যালো, ওয়াসিক তানভীর,